the kind of role actresses dream about their entire lives. But from the moment her casting was announced, things started going sideways in spectacular fashion that allegedly pushed the young actress to her breaking point. Zegler was supposed to be Disney's golden ticket, cast as Snow White in the live-action remake of the film that literally built the Disney empire. It should have been career-defining, turned into a full-blown Hollywood disaster, with rumors swirling about a confrontation with Jack Black.
Hard. And it's lonely. It's very lonely. I just know that if that loneliness can exist, so can other things, and I will be okay.
Rachel Zegler was supposed to be Disney's chosen one, the star of their boldest reboot yet. Snow White, reimagined, redefined, and ready to spark a new era. Her casting made headlines. She was young, talented, outspoken, and different. Exactly what Disney wanted. But what they didn't expect was how fast it would all collapse. The fairy tale didn't just crack, it shattered. And the person who broke the spell? Jack Black.
Is anybody watching this fight?
Not with a scandal, not with a rage-filled rant, just one question. One sentence that hit harder than any controversy. Do you think calling fans trolls is helping? Asked Jack. No yelling, no insults, just truth. And that truth broke the internet. It was like poking a hole in a balloon full of Hollywood air. Suddenly, the pressure exploded. Because this wasn't just about one actress. It was about a system, a culture, a disconnect. And what followed might be one of the most shocking PR disasters in Disney's history.
And to everyone who hates when I win, the winged victory came to the Louvre in pieces.
Let's rewind. Back to when the tension was just starting to bubble. Behind the scenes of the Snow White press tour, the atmosphere was heavy. Not magical, not joyful, just strained. Disney had invested everything into this. Their live-action remakes had been hit or miss. But Snow White, that was sacred ground. Then Rachel started doing interviews, and people noticed something was off. It wasn't just what she said, it was how she said it. She laughed at the original Prince, called him a stalker.
You know, the original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her.
Yeah.
Weird.
Super weird.
So we didn't do that this time.
Said this Snow White wouldn't need saving. Said she didn't need a man. Now, is that message bad? Not necessarily, but it wasn't what fans came for. Snow White was supposed to be timeless, sweet, magical. What they heard instead? Mockery. Like she was above the story. Like fans who loved it were outdated.
The cartoon was made 85 years ago, and therefore it's extremely dated when it comes to the ideas of women being in roles of power.
Then came the moment everything changed. Jack Black, promoting the Minecraft movie, sat in the same room. He saw how Rachel brushed off the backlash, and he spoke up. Do you think calling fans trolls is helping? That line hit like a slap. The room froze. Rachel was stunned. Some say she walked out. Others say she cried. Whatever happened, something shifted. Because Jack didn't just challenge Rachel, he challenged an entire Hollywood mindset.
And if you disagree with this sentiment, just hit the unfollow button.
Rachel Zegler wasn't always this controversial. She once wowed audiences in West Side Story. She stood up for causes, spoke her truth, and felt relatable. So when Disney cast her, people were hopeful. Photos of her as Snow White dropped. It looked magical. But then, the interviews kept coming. Clips got shorter, reactions got louder. She said, "It's not 1937 anymore. This isn't your grandma's fairy tale. She's a leader now." Each line added fuel to the fire. It wasn't just a modern take. It sounded like she was embarrassed by the past. Then came the quote that changed everything. "People will always come see me no matter what."
Despite my flaws, and despite my cracks and my breaks, and there are many of them, that at every premiere and everything I do, people will wait in line to see.
16 words. And that was all it took. It didn't sound confident. It sounded entitled. And in today's world, fans don't forgive that easily. They didn't just disagree, they rebelled. They turned her words into memes, into edits, into YouTube takedowns. Even fans who once supported her started walking away. Suddenly, Rachel wasn't a rising star anymore. She was a walking controversy.
Rachel Zegler is extraordinarily woke, but she's woke in a way that's quite deranged. There's something wrong with her. She's disturbed, she's unhappy, and she thinks it's about feminism and the patriarchy and about abortion. But the reality is she's just not stable, like the majority of people in Hollywood.
Then came opening weekend. A Disney premiere should be a celebration. Crowds, applause, magic. But for Rachel, it was a ghost town. She posted TikToks, selfies, smiles. But the background, empty seats, quiet theaters, she said she was proud, that everything was fine, but fans knew better. The internet roasted it. Hashtags trended, memes exploded. No one night. Snow woke. The fairest flop of them all. And the worst part? She kept posting, smiling like nothing was wrong. But to fans, it wasn't resilience. It was denial. It was... Meanwhile, Jack Black was having the opposite experience. Minecraft crushed it. People mocked it when it was announced. But then, it was fun, heartfelt, funny. And right at the center, Jack Black. The guy who never takes himself too seriously. Who makes people laugh. Who brings joy every time. While Rachel sat in empty theaters, Jack was surrounded by fans, screaming kids, laughing parents, packed houses. Minecraft out-earned Snow White's total box office. In one weekend, it wasn't just a win, it was domination.
So, it got destroyed at the box office. Here's the box office numbers. The Minecraft movie made $60 million on Saturday. Snow White made $2 million.
Inside Disney, chaos. Press tour, canceled. Promo, cut. Test screenings, awful. Leaked reviews called it preachy and a joyless, stitched-together mess. Bob Iger himself stepped in, asked the unthinkable. How did this go so wrong? Reshoots were rushed. Scenes were deleted. The tone changed mid-film, but it was too late. The movie became a Frankenstein, stitched together by panic. And online? The war was on. Snow White wasn't just a flop, it was a symbol. One side, joy, heart, Jack Black. The other, corporate, cold, agenda-heavy storytelling. Influencers posted breakdowns, commentators picked sides, audiences chose Jack. People quoted Rachel. It's not 1937. Then quoted Jack. You make movies for people, not at them. The contrast, brutal. Reddit exploded. YouTube thumbnails burned Disney logos. This wasn't just a failure, it was a revolution.
Now, of course, as we covered, the movie is terrible anyway, in its own right. It was probably going to underperform regardless. People are tired of the soulless cash grab remake thing.
Rachel tried to bounce back, posted filtered photos, inspirational captions, messages to fans. But the tone? Hollow. Even loyal followers went silent. Meanwhile, critics got louder. She lost the crowd. Not out of hate, out of disconnection. She wasn't the relatable underdog anymore. She was the face of a movie no one wanted, made by a studio that refused to listen. Meanwhile, Jack Black became more than a movie star. He became a symbol of what fans miss in Hollywood. He didn't insult fans. He listened. He laughed with them, showed up for them, had heart. And he earned something rare. Trust. His question wasn't just for Rachel, it was for the industry. Do you think calling fans trolls is helping? It reminded people what movies are supposed to be about. Now, Snow White isn't just a flop, it's a warning. You can't market your way into people's hearts, you have to earn it.
Even if everything worked perfectly, it would have been almost impossible for this movie to succeed because you're comparing it to one of the most beloved films of all time and a truly groundbreaking movie.
Snow White didn't, and now Disney's asking, is the magic gone? Audiences are smarter, quicker to call out BS, faster to walk away. They don't want lectures, they want stories that mean something. And if Hollywood doesn't deliver, they'll look elsewhere, to creators who care, to characters with soul, to voices like Jack Black, who still understand that joy is the most powerful special effect of all. So what now? That depends. Will Hollywood keep pretending everything's fine? Or finally listen? Because the crowd is louder than ever, and they're done being told what to think. They just want to feel again, and maybe, just maybe, it's rock. It starts with a question no one wanted to ask out loud. Do you think calling fans trolls is helping? The backlash didn't just live online. It had momentum. You could feel it in the fan forums, in the YouTube comments, in the whispers at theaters. People weren't just upset about Snow White. They felt ignored, like their love for the classics had been dismissed. They think we're the problem. We're the ones who made these stories iconic in the first place.
It was the first animated film that had the kind of Disney magic that had depth, that had absolute, it was riveting, and it's based, of course, on a Brothers Grimm story.
You can't call your audience outdated and expect them to show up opening night. The trust, gone. The hype, dead. And it wasn't just Disney's problem anymore. Every studio with a reboot in the works, watching this unfold in real time. This wasn't just about one movie, it was about a pattern. Studios chasing headlines instead of heart. Characters written for press releases, not people. Reboots with glossy trailers and lifeless souls. And Snow White became the poster child for everything that felt wrong. Disney wasn't just selling a film, they were selling a feeling. And it rang hollow. Because people don't go to the movies for ideology. They go for magic, emotion, escapism. And when the magic's gone, even the biggest brands can fall. So what do fans want? It's not that complicated. Characters they can care about, stories that aren't afraid to feel big things, movies that don't talk down to them. They're not asking for perfect, just honest. A little fun, a little wonder, a little respect for what made these stories last generations. Jack Black tapped into that, not by being edgy or political, by being joyful, relatable, real. That's what people connected with, and that's why Minecraft soared while Snow White sank. Inside Disney, things got quiet. The cast stopped doing interviews, the trailers stopped running on TV. The excitement evaporated, and the team behind the movie, reportedly frustrated, exhausted, and silenced. Directors who once called it bold were now avoiding questions. Producers who championed its message, gone quiet. Everyone was waiting to see how much more damage could be done, or if it was already too late. For Rachel Zegler, the silence was even louder. Her Instagram comments were turned off. Her TikTok uploads slowed. No more press interviews. No red carpet follow-ups. Just occasional posts, trying to sound grateful. But the connection was broken.
And this started with the movie star Rachel Zegler, who I believe would be categorized as a loudmouth dope.
And in today's world, when that bond is gone, it's almost impossible to rebuild. So what does this all mean? It means fans still care. They're still paying attention, still showing up, but only when it's worth it. They've seen enough hollow hype. They've had enough lectures. What they crave now? Heart, humor, humanity. And that's not a left or right thing. It's a real thing. If studios want to win them back, it won't be with reboots, remakes, or rebrands. It'll be by remembering why people fell in love with movies in the first place.